Welcome to the Bible Reading Journey, where we are traveling cover to cover from Genesis to Revelation in a year. If you have been here before, welcome back. If you're just joining us, welcome to the journey. And just jump in where we are because it's never too late to start. Lighthouse Ministry is happy to be traveling this road with you. Today, we are on day number 56 of the Bible Reading Journey. Today's reading itinerary is the book of Deuteronomy, chapters 17 through 20. You might want to pause here and first dive into today's readings for yourself. Then join us back here for thoughts about today's journey. Today's journey is about civil laws for Canaan. And as usual, in your text notes, you can find an outline of the book of Deuteronomy to guide us on our journey. We are in section 2B of the outline. Let's do a quick recap all the way back to Genesis. No worries, a very quick recap. 1. God made promises to the foundational fathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. They were the beginning of the Hebrew race. 2. Later, the Hebrews ended up in Egyptian slavery for a long time. 3. God raised up and called Moses to free and lead the people from Egypt. 4. Their population numbers increased from 70 when they arrived in Egypt to millions when they left Egypt. 5. They were God's chosen people. 6. In the wilderness, God made them His people with a purpose. 7. Yet in the wilderness, they were still people without a place. And lastly, 8. Now, in the book of Deuteronomy, God prepares His people of purpose to enter their new place. The Israelites will soon be a geographical nation instead of a wandering nation. God has been preparing them for this monumental task. First and foremost, He has taught them the importance of putting God above all else. Seeking Him, worshiping Him, fearing Him, obeying Him, walking with Him, clinging to Him, loving Him, and not letting anything or anyone be put before Him. God cares about all the details of the lives of His people, so He provides more. In addition to the religious law that we would expect God to give His holy nation, He also provides civil and societal laws for His people. We read about the civil law today for both national and international affairs. We read about leaders for the nation through kings, priests, prophets, judges, and army officers. That was in chapters 17 through 20. A quick note about the kings. It's clear anyone leading Israel should be God-fearing and God-following. In chapter 17, verses 18 through 20, we hear the instruction that the king should keep this body of instruction on a scroll. Well, that's what we now call the Bible. And it says he should keep it with him at all times and read it daily as long as he lives. Why should the leader read the Bible daily? Well, we read in these verses why. First, it prevents him from becoming proud and acting as if he is above his fellow citizens. 2, it prevents him from turning away from the commands in the smallest way. And 3, it ensures that he and his descendants will reign for many generations in Israel. It doesn't seem too much of a stretch to apply that instruction and those reasons to our lives. We all lead someone, whether in our family, work, school, home, church, sports, hobbies, or community. We can all benefit from reading and applying God's Word daily to also, 1, prevent pride, our way versus God's way. 2, to prevent us turning away from God, lacking a dependence and relationship with Him. And 3, to ensure that we will work for His kingdom and pass this on to future generations. Lastly, today we have a battle cry. In chapter 20, verses 1 through 4, we read a type of pre-battle pep talk, telling the priests what to say to the troops before they go out to fight. Purposefully pulling this pep talk out of context, we can apply the pep talk to our lives as we face our battles. Our pep talk comes to you today from these verses in our thought, challenge, and memory verse of the day. Here you go. Thought of the day. Is the battle you face today bigger than you? Challenge of the day. Boldly trust the Lord with your big battles. And pulling from those verses, do not be afraid. The Lord your God is with you. Listen to me. Do not be afraid as you go out to fight your enemies today. Do not lose heart or panic or tremble before them. And our memory verse of the day, Deuteronomy 24, one of those same verses. For the Lord your God is the one who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. So you might want to review chapter 20, verses 1 through 4 for your battle cry for your big battles today. And we're memorizing the last verse, verse 4. The text notes contain information on how to find us on YouTube, Facebook, and email. Happy travels today. See you next time. This is Lisa at Lighthouse. God bless.